and boundaries. I have the right to tell people what they don't want to hear in the name of setting them boundaries. I also want to exhaust myself on people who ain't listening. I'm done with people pleasing and the attachment to make everyone happy with me. I won't share like how I used to share. People wiser. I know now people pleasing isn't love, but it is fear. I am magnificent at releasing expired emotional ties to how I structure my life with people, knowledge, money, friends, nutrition, health of my body, love, and time. I'm free from over-explaining and justifying my choices. My cutoffs are personal, they're spiritual. Anyways, I call back all energy that belongs to me. I am not the caretaker of those who want to stay asleep. I release the programming of being overly responsible for the happiness of others. The divinity in me, you know what's up.
You know what's up.
Share my intimate energy with. I focus my energy on who sees me and skillfully respects me. Not those who are skilled in choosing their false stories about me. I notice and accept when there is unequal energy exchange. I have more mental real estate when I release people.
All right, let's get started because I don't have a lot of time. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Today we are talking all things about Unfuck Your Stuck. I want to talk about how this book came about because last year y'all knew I had fibroids and was sitting on my couch and couldn't move and took a leave of absence from my nonprofit. And all of a sudden this book comes out and everyone's like, what? How the hell did that happen? Let me tell you. When, oh my gosh. So Tara, that was the best song. It's called Energy Budget by Tony Jones. It's amazing. I'll send it to you after this. So this came about because my body got really, really stuck, like shut down, stuck, like before the whole fibroid thing, like shut down, like chronic pain, aches, I couldn't even walk. It was painful to walk. Like, imagine that, me, like I freaking built a business on moving your body. Like, whoa, okay. So here's what happened. I got really burnt out. Yeah. I wasn't, like the song says, I wasn't putting my energy on a budget. I was literally just exhausting myself of everything that was needed of me, and did not protect my energy or myself. And I knew it as it was happening. It was like this weird thing. It was like after we moved from Harwich to Hyannis studio, and I could feel my body like slowly slipping away. I don't know if anyone's ever felt this. It's like I wasn't like present to the slipping away. It was like almost I was watching somebody else's body just like disintegrate. It was weird. It was like that was the only way I could describe it. But I was like in my head, had to keep pushing through, had to get Hyannis done. I was getting separated from my husband. I just had to be strong for my kid, all that, right? I just had to. And should, right? All the things that I teach about in the coaching program, I did not follow myself. None of it. I literally was like bought into hustle culture, bought into I have to do and be everything for everyone, and found myself in a really difficult spot. So after I was able to move into my apartment, get myself settled, then my body just literally broke the fuck down. It was like I couldn't. That's when the whole fibroid thing came on. That's when I had all kinds of just body aches, just things that just my body was like, no, like you're not moving anymore. You need to rest, and I'm going to make you rest until you start paying attention to yourself and heal yourself. Holy wake up call, right? In my mind, I'm like, I'm 5 years sober. I should know better. Like, I know how to take care of myself. I built a whole business on it. Like, what the actual fuck? I got me? What? Of course me, right? Of course me. Why not me? So here's what I did. I did stop. I finally did stop. And I asked for a lot of help. I went to Kapalu and took a week long, I guess it was like retreat, but workshop with two beautiful, amazing people. The workshop was called Refuge and Detox, and two amazing authors that I follow and love, Carrie Kelly and Michelle Johnson. And they literally walked through like what was happening in my body, right? So I got all these things that had happened since COVID, really, like 2021. If you look back at the things that I did, it's impressive, right? But it's also a little scary. Like that one human did so many things in the midst of a really serious, scary time. So I wrote my first book, published the first book, and then opened a nonprofit and then started a nonprofit all in 2021, all in the same month, 2021, and didn't stop moving until this summer. What? So in June, I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to you, body, and I'm going to figure out how to help you heal. Because I know that I can't help anyone else unless I help myself first. Obviously, logically, I knew that, right? Logically, we all know it. We all know that. But then putting that in action is like almost like it's almost impossible to get one from one side to the other, right? Especially when you run a nonprofit that all the money, when you're the founder of it and the CEO or whatever the titles are, you're responsible for it. That's a lot of pressure and a lot of weight on one person. And it's not like you don't have a board or a team of people. It's just that the sole responsibility does feel like yours. Whether that's true or not, your body really leads with that. And you have staff and you have a building and people are dying in recovery and you're like, it's us, right? Not that there's not other programs out there doing wonderful things, but there's not programs doing what Be Free is doing. So we have a program in which is almost safe proof. We have a community which helps you to feel belonged. Belonged, is that a word? Helps you feel like you belong. We have recovery services. We have all these programs for veterans and first responders in any way that anyone's dealing with any kind of trauma. We have it through movement and mindfulness and all the things in one spot. We have Reiki, massage, like all the things you could possibly imagine in one spot. Mental health counselors, coaches, nutritionists, all of it. My dream of like what I wanted is in Hyannis. It's there, right? But that didn't equal that I was okay. So I had to walk myself back and really listen to the trainers that were talking to me about. It was interesting. They were saying like, remember the first time that you got sober and like you hit rock bottom, right? They're almost like your exhaustion is to the level of rock bottom. And that was like, holy shit. Thank you for that like wake up call, because it did take me. I was like, I can't live like that. That's not, I remember when I first got sober and I dug myself out of that place. And the way I did it was safe proofing everything, held myself in a community, asked for help, went to meetings all the time, talked to like people that, were on my side, got a tribe, like did yoga every day. There was no excuses to taking care of myself. So I had to reinvent that. And I got really stuck in shame about it, right? Because once I realized that, I was like, oh shit, I can't believe I let myself do the one thing that I teach everybody not to do. I felt a lot of guilt and shame about that. So I'm saying that because they also told me like that it's not your fault. Like obviously we live in a culture that no matter if you're even a nonprofit, like there is a nonprofit industrial complex in which allows the CEO to be broke and then work their asses off for at least 5 to 10 years before a nonprofit is sustainable. No one can live like that. No one. So now I'm getting mad. And that's the way of all business. That's the way of America. It's not just nonprofits. It's businesses. It's America. It's, the whole thought process of pull yourself up by your bootstraps, that whole thing. It's not real. So as I started to slow down, I started to write because I remember like writing for me was the one place that I didn't have to be around people, right? Sometimes being around people is wonderful, but sometimes for me it exhausts me. Like their energy stays in my body if I'm not really protecting it. Good or bad, like it's nothing to do with the people I'm around. It just has to do with where I'm at emotionally. So I just started to write, and then I couldn't stop writing. And then what that did allow me to do was to rest, because what I did was like get in my bed, write, sleep, eat, drink some tea. When I felt good enough, I did yoga. When I felt good enough, I got some Reiki. When I felt good enough, I went to the salt cave, and then I'd write. And that was literally what I did. And I took time off. When you are the head of something and everything is dependent on you, that is hard to be like, I need to walk away for a little while. And it's not like I'm done. It's not like the place isn't growing. It's going great, right? It's going great. People are really taking over in a way that's beautiful. That's always what I wanted. Like, I don't own Be Free. Be Free is the community. You all own it. Every single person has an investment in that place. It's not just me. But we convince ourselves it has to be one person who's the leader because they founded it, right? Everyone's like, you are Be Free. I'm like, no, I'm not. I created the idea and put it in action because I knew that's what we needed. But we are a community. We are a community. There's no same thing with like Amplify, Tara. I'm sure you can resonate with all of this, right? It amplifies a community. We all own it. We're all in it together. We all are responsible for its growth, right? Same thing. So then I met this incredible woman named Yolanda Lewis, and she has a publishing company and she does like a whole program where she coaches and does all these things, and really helped me to come back to myself. I don't know that she knows that that's what, I didn't know at the time when I met her, like that was going to be the process. But because it was basically, she became my therapist, right? Because I had to write about some really deep stuff in here. Some stuff that I had to dig out of my body that was still stuck in there, right? All the stuff that it's stuck in our bodies is from past trauma. And the fact that my body shut down was that there was stuff getting triggered from my past trauma that for whatever reason, well, not for whatever reason, right? There was a lot of things happening to me. I was moving to a new space. It was bigger. I was separating from my husband. All stuff got triggered up, and all stuff from past. And because I wasn't taking care of those tender moments when they happened, they just built on each other and landed in my body. So I had to figure out how to get unstuck, because I was like beside myself. I'm like, how am I going to get my body to move again? When I first got sober, it was the one thing that saved me, that kept me alive, was being able to move my body. And all of a sudden I couldn't. And that threw me into like a really deep depression. But writing saved me, got me out of that. So did Yolanda. So that's kind of where this whole thing came from. And so as I was like exploring, meditation, that was the other thing I did every day. I'm still doing it. Meditation, and I would meditate and then I would just write. And what's cool about this book is it talks about all those things, but I also created the 12 agreements of full body freedom. So there are 12 steps in here. It walks you through if you feel stuck in your body, not just your head, because your head fucks with you. The information in your head is full of garbage. It's full of hatred. It's full of stuff you see in the media. It's full of your interpretation of the media. It's not always your clear, beautiful thoughts, right? In order to get the real thoughts, you got to really spend some time with yourself and slow the fuck down and really go internal, right? Or write or meditate. That's the only way. Or yoga, like real thoughts come up in yoga. But our general thoughts are 99% of them are not true, right? During that time period, I had so many thoughts that were so negative, of self-hatred. Like, I'm not worth it. Why did I get sober? I'm not worthy of love anymore. You guys, come on. That's scary thinking. I had to get myself out of that. I knew I loved myself, or else I wouldn't have gotten sober. So it's important. So anyway, curriculum wise, I was like, how can I describe what I did to get myself out of it? Because if I'm feeling this way, obviously other people must be feeling this way too. I'm never alone in that. I'm never, ever, ever alone in that. I just have a big mouth and I'm not afraid to share it. Right? Um, so the 12 body agreements walk you through how to basically identify what's going on for you and then how to work with it and help it get out of your body. It's like a whole new curriculum. It's a whole new thing. It's so doable. I did it because I'm like, you can even do this when you're depressed. Like I was extremely depressed. You can do that, right? Very, very simple things. And 12 body agreements. So it just walks you through. Let me read them to you, and then you have to get the book and you can have them all. But I'm just gonna read them to you because they're so great. Ready? Agreement 1. I agree to listen to my body. I'm not going to tell you what the whole thing is because I want you to read the book. 2. I will not rush and pause often. Agreement 3. I will tune into breath in every moment possible. Agreement 4. I will use loving words with myself and my body as my best friend. There is a whole chapter on how you can work your language to talk to yourself like your best friend. That's not easy, but you got to do it. Agreement 5. I will sit and breathe with my body when making decisions. So here's the thing. When you're rushing, first of all, that's negative energy in your body. It can't function well and it can't make a decision well. What your body remembers is not the decision you made. What your body remembers is how you feel when you made that decision. Mic drop. Read more for that one. Agreement 6. I will move my body the way it's asking me to. Let's not do like calisthenics if our body is not there. Agreement 7. I will stop moving my body when it's in pain. You guys, I thought when I was in pain that I was like, I just haven't worked out enough. I just haven't moved enough. Oh my God, no. It was stop. Agreement 7. I will feel my body in the way that nourishes and not harms. Now, this is like a long one. I'm not going to get into it, but I want you to think about not just food that you put in your body, anything you put in your mouth, anything that you put in your stimulation, anything that your eyes are taking in is also fuel and nourishment. Agreement 9. I don't apologize for choosing me. Ever. Complete sentence. That's it. Agreement 10. I choose to be in relationship with others with equal energy exchange that honor the collective. That's a mouthful. You got to come to the workshop if you want to know more about that one. All right, agreement 11. I will be in rotation with laughter and joy whenever possible. The body responds to laughter and joy. Always. That's the vibration it was born with. Think about babies and how much they smile and laugh. That's yourself. That's your pure self. Agreement 12. I will define what medicine is for my body and soul. What's your medicine? Right? Not like a pill, but like, what's your medicine? Define it. Your friends, the earth, trees. Like for me right now, it's green trees. Every time I see green, I'm like, oh, I take a deep breath and I'm like, woo, feels good. Right? What's your medicine? What instantly can your body react to that it knows that it loves itself? Right? All right. You guys got all the agreements. So here's a couple things happening. So there's 3 tickets left for the book launch on November 6th. I would love for you to join me. It's going to be the Captain David Kelly House. It is going to be so fun. There will be dancing. Oh, yes. There will be breathing. There will be yummy food. It will be a great time. So if you want to come to that, get the tickets today because I think it will sell out today. I am going to do one in Boston, so stay close for that. I'm going to be in Boston this weekend, so I'm going to secure the space and the date. So I will let you know about that. Couple things. So I have a website that's just for my stuff now. So you probably all are familiar with the Be Free website, but AyannaFreedom.com is where you want to check out. That's where the book will be sold. That's where I recorded. There's meditations that go with the curriculum because there's 3 sections in the book that when you do the work in the back, it says, check out the meditation. The meditations I've recorded and will be available for sale on my website, so you can do it with the book. And on social media, I would follow Ayanna Freedom. All of it will now be shared on that Instagram and Facebook. And yeah. So let's questions. What questions do you have? The book is not available quite yet. It will be November 6th. So I'm having it special ordered for the people that are coming to the event on November 6th. So you guys will have it in hand, but it won't be actually for sale. Good thing you brought that up, Lisa. I won't be actually for sale till after the book launch. So yeah. Because it's still getting, printed and all the fun stuff and all that. So yeah, hi Tammy. Yeah. So that's it, my friends. And I think that's all I had to say for today. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I will. I won't be on next Friday because Tammy, I'm trying to work out the pre-order thing, but so I will get back to you. There's a lot of things happening at one time. So they're like, wait on the pre-orders till we get a few other things in place. But thank you for that question. I won't be on next Friday because I'm actually going back to Kripalu for a week because I need to take care of myself. And that's the place that I can get away and feel just at peace without without doing anything. So I won't be on next Friday, but I'll be on the Friday after. And yeah, for the book launch, there's still spaces. Yeah, hi Christy. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, though. I mean, what I'm so excited about this book is that I took time to write it. Right? It wasn't. What's funny is that I wasn't let's write a new book. I mean, I had the thought of doing that after the first one, but it was more just I gotta write. I gotta talk. I gotta somehow process what's happening to me right now and really dig deep. And then all of a sudden, when I found Yolanda, she's like, oh, geez, this is the book that everyone needs right now, right? So, and the 12 body agreements are things that you can use at all times. And because I don't believe in dominant culture and just using one person's voice, the 12 agreements, the template, I write it for you so that you can do it in your own voice. Because those are my 12 agreements that work for my body. Doesn't mean that's going to work for your body. But there are 12 things that you need to decide that you're going to be in agreement with your body, not your mind, that you can use every single day. Right? And then you can get creative with it. I'm going to make a whole, it's going to be in the studio, on the wall, the 12 agreements. But maybe do a beautiful picture and then put it on your fridge or your mirror or whatever you need to know that you're in agreement with who you are walking around this earth. You are in agreement with not just your brain, but your body, right? Your body and who you are. So, all right, friends. I got my Nah Rosa Parks shirt on. There is a chapter in the book that breaks down how Rosa Parks is the most grounded or was the most grounded individual on this earth. And so, yeah, I talk all about that, which is great. Oh, so happy to share my wisdom. I didn't know there was that much wisdom in there until I wrote that book. That's what was funny. I was the it started out as like, how do I rework the 12 steps? Because the 12 steps of like AA and all those things have been such a foundation for people, but I think in some ways it needs to be expanded to include the breath and the body and the mind, just in a more defined way. Not that I don't like them. I just was like, how can we rework this? So it's kind of a sort of a spin-off on that, but I do love the way that it all came out, and I'm pretty excited. So thank you. And follow Ayanna Freedom if you, all the book stuff, as soon as it's available for purchase, I'll put it on there. So make sure you follow that. And I hope you have a wonderful week, my friends. I love you all. Thank you for chiming in and joining me this morning.